Good evening. Today is still Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. I am back with another episode right before I go to bed, right? And what made me want to jump on here this time of night, well, y'all ain't gonna see it till tomorrow, but I wanted to go and make sure I make it. First, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for all your support. As always, I appreciate it. And I was cleaning my truck out, right, my rig, and I was heading to the dumpster to throw some trash in the dumpster right at the little building by where I parked. And I slid the dumpster door open, and I jumped. I was startled, right? It was a man laying in the dumpster asleep. He startled me. I startled him. He woke up. I'm like, he's in the dumpster, sleep in the middle of the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, times are hard. It's rough. Now, I done seen homeless people all over the place sleep outside or whatever, but I never seen nobody in a dumpster. So I'm like, man, it makes you grateful for what you do have. Even though you may be having a hard time, you may be struggling right now, not living the life you want to live, and you just trying to hang on yourself. And you may be thinking, that you doing worse than everybody else. This man is sleeping in a dumpster on top of trash. You know how bad dumpsters smell. And he to the point where he don't care about the smell. He just needs some sleep. Somewhere to sleep. So, I don't know, it kind of did something to me, man, to see that, right? And it makes me think of all the people out here who are working their butts off, trying not to be in that situation themselves, right? Non-drug addicts, regular people that's a check, no more than a paycheck away from being that dumpster themselves. Because they don't have nobody to fall back on to go live with if they end up can't pay for their apartment or their home or whatever. If they get put out of where they are, it's a wrap. They might have to find the nearest dumpster also. So that made me think of this video about all the people who I always talk about people who are broke because they're living beyond their means. You got a lot of people that are broke because they're making money, but they're spending too much. They're trying to live their best life more than what they can afford. So they end up broke check to check because they got a bad spending problem. Living beyond their means, trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's why they broke, right? Get paid, run to the mall, run here, run there, gambling, drugs, what have you. Broke. Too many cars, big car notes, and the insurance on the car, the brand new car, the clothes, the designer brand clothes, the purses, you name it. There are people that's broke because they overspend. They're irresponsible. But there are also some more people that's broke, other than those people. There are people that are broke that do the right thing with their money, that don't mess up, that don't do foolishness, they don't do stupid stuff with their money. They live within their means. They don't party, they don't splurge, they don't do none of that, and still broke. That group of people are called the working broke, are people who you make a certain amount of money, you base your life and you budget your bill off what you make. Like I said, you're not trying to keep up with the Joneses, you're not trying to do none of that. You are disciplined in your spending, you do the right thing. You go to work, you do the right thing with your money, but you find yourself still broke, even though you're not taking vacations. You got a used car that's paid off. You don't have any bad habits like the casino, gambling, and drugs. You ain't got none of that. You just go to work and take care of your family, and you find yourself still broke. You ain't out to the mall buying all the latest Jordans and all that stuff. You're frugal. You're doing the right thing with your money, and you still broke. And you tired of it. The working broke. And what I mean by that is these people. See, one thing what's happening is Mr. Biden or whoever else in office or whatever, they'll brag about all the new jobs created, right? But the wages are ridiculous. The wages are not keeping up with the cost of living. So what happens is, for the working broke, the people that are doing the right thing, that are not living beyond their means and still broke, what happens is we have expenses in life that we can control. Like, we don't have to buy the Jordans. We don't have to go get the $1,000 a month car note. We don't have to get a $500,000 house. We got expenses that we can control to where if we handle that right, we won't be broke. But there are some expenses that we deal with on a daily basis that we don't control. So if you got your lifestyle based on what you make, this is what I'm going to spend to keep me afloat. I'm not going beyond that. I'm not going to go get no extra. I'm not going to go get a car note. I'm not going to go get all these credit cards and maximum. I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to stay right here within my means. But what are you supposed to do when the stuff you have to buy go beyond what you can afford? That part. The price of gas, you have no control over that. Now, you can say, well, cut back on driving, whatever, but you got to go to work. Certain place, you going where you got to go. But the gas keeps going up, and then it's go down a little bit, then it'll go up. But your pay didn't. Loaf of bread went up, but your pay didn't. Chicken went up. Beans went up. Milk went up. Y'all follow me? Stuff that everybody have to have. We ain't talking about the splurgers and the people that want to keep up with the Joneses. I'm talking about everybody have to have these things. And they have went up to a point where it has made what you make not enough. No, you did the right thing with your money. No, you did not go buy a big car you couldn't afford. You ain't do none of that. And you still broke. And you're tired of it. We are tired of it. We're tired of being the working broke. Work every day, still broke. Ain't blowing my money, ain't doing nothing foolish, still broke. Because they don't care if I can afford to buy the gas. They don't care that my wages haven't went up in years. Not just my wages all over the country, stagnant, low-wage jobs. The working broke. What can you do when your pay stays the same? You make the right decision with your money, you're wise with your money, but what can you do when things that are out of your control happen? To make it to where the money you make ain't enough. And you have no other ways of making more. Get what you're going to be. broke. Doing the right thing, still broke. See, at least the people who blowing money on expensive cars they can't afford, people who blowing money on maxing out their credit card at the mall or for Christmas and holidays, blowing money. The latest purse, the latest outfit, the latest hairdo come out, they gotta have it, blowing money. We understand them being broke. They deserve it. They're foolish with their money. But what about the people that's doing the right thing? See, we ain't looking at that. There are people out here doing the right thing with their money and still broke because of circumstances they have no control over. Somebody else is in control of your life and the type of life you're going to live. Whether or not you're going to live a life of abundance or a life of poverty. Someone else is in control of that, not you. The average, everyday working Joe. You're not in control of your own destiny. Someone else can make it the way the money you make ain't enough to get by. All they got to do is jack the prices up on stuff you have to have. So you don't have to have $1,000 a month car note, but you got to eat. You got to have a roof over your head, clothes on your back. You got to have that. And they jacking them prices up so high that what the average everyday citizen can't afford it. Can't afford the rent. You got to have a roof over your head. But they jacking the price of rent up so high and mortgages where you can't afford it on your salary. We ain't talking about the excess, the baller lifestyle, living your best life. I'm talking about people that's okay with just getting by. You can't do that no more. You just trying to make sure you don't end up living in a dumpster. Holding on for dear life and you tired of it. We're tired of it, being a working broke. Now, what can you do about it? Because once upon a time they said work hard and you'll prosper. It seems like nowadays that ain't true. But I think that's the only option we got, though. You just got to keep trying. But what has happened is everybody within the sound of my voice going to have to get a side hustle. You're going to have to get, not you want one. It'll be nice. It'll sure be nice. You know what? I'm thinking about getting me a side hustle. Make a little extra money. Take the kids and the old lady out to eat here now. I think I need me a side hustle. You have to. You don't need a side hustle. It wouldn't be a good idea. Little extra money. It ain't gonna be extra money. You're gonna need a side hustle to survive. Without the side hustle, you're gonna go in the hole. The side hustle ain't to help you get ahead nowadays. The side hustle, you're going to need a side hustle just to be able to pay your bills because your job alone ain't going to be enough. Once upon a time, a side hustle was to make extra money, vacation money, the new clothes you wanted, whatever, something you want, some extra stuff you wanted to splurge on. That's what a side hustle used to be for. Not no more. If you're going to need a side hustle just to feed yourself and your family. You're going to need a side hustle just for the roof over your head. Not for nothing extra. You have to have 2 and 3 jobs nowadays just to make it. Unless you got one job making a high 6 figures or that, and that ain't everybody. The majority of people, if you don't have somebody in the household helping you, especially a man with these type of women out here nowadays, they don't want to help you. They look for somebody to just take care of them. So, as a man, you ain't got nobody to help you. You got to have a side hustle, bro. And not for the extra money. Ain't no extra money. They're making sure that. They're making sure you stay a working class so-and-so. So as you level up, make your little money, guess what happens? Cost of living levels up also. Every time you level up, cost of living level up. We gotta keep a working class. That's what they thinking. That's why no matter, you got people now, they making $25 an hour and that ain't no money. Once upon a time, it's inflation. No, it's a design. It's a system of slavery. We have to have workers. We cannot have a system where people will make enough money where they ain't got to work for nobody no more. So as your pay goes up, people, they're hollering about $15 an hour minimum wage. As your pay go up, the cost of living gonna go up. So they're gonna make sure you still stay right where you at, no matter how much raise you get, how much more money you get, you still gonna stay at the bottom because they're gonna raise the top. As you move up off the bottom, they move the top higher. So now like you ain't never left the bottom, no matter how hard you work. And we're tired of it. The only thing you can do is just work, enjoy life as best you can. This thing is bigger than us. We're tired. I know the feeling. The working broke. Working. Every time you get a raise, it's like the raise go right out the window. Because when your pay raise, cost of living raise. You're running on that little hamster wheel. Your pay go up, the cost of living go up. So your raise was irrelevant. We're going to be playing to more people. Non-drug addicts having to sleep in a dumpster real soon. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. If you don't want to be one of them people in a dumpster, you're going to need a minimum of 2 jobs. Unless you want somebody with a job making $170 a year or something like that. You know, them people, they don't. And then you got to manage your money right. Even if you're making that kind of money, you'll be in a dumpster too. The devil don't love nobody. So, the working broke. People who do the right thing with their money still broke. Because things that are out of their control, circumstances that they have nothing to do with, you had nothing to do with that. You don't control the price of gas. The price of a loaf of bread, chicken, beef, milk, clothing, housing, rent $1,500 a month. You make $18 an hour. What did you do wrong? Well, you can't afford $1,500 basic rent, not to live in the big, nice suburbs. Just average rent. How is that your fault? What did you do to bring that on yourself besides be born? You ain't do that. You ain't actually come here. What did you do? That's why I say there are people out here that's broke, that's doing the right thing, still broke. Working their ass off, trying their best, doing the best they can, making the right decisions, and still broke. They keep moving the goalposts on us. Right when you get ready to score a touchdown, they move the goal line. Sometimes you feel like Charlie Brown when he running to kick that football and no girl move the ball away from him. That's what we're dealing with every day in life on a daily basis. Somebody keep moving the damn football when we getting ready to kick it. The working broke. Work your ass off all week long, get paid. Pay your rent, couple of bills, money gone. And no, you don't have $1,000 a month car note. You don't have none of that. You're frugal. You're wise with your money. And nowadays, even that ain't enough. But all I can tell you, keep grinding, keep trying, keep pushing. It'll all be over after a while. Get it? Got it? Good. Bye.